Well, hi, good evening. We are the Team F, and we're gonna present our PIA.
Okay, my name is Fatima and I'm going to talk about for this project. This study identified the ergonomic risk in the daily work for a taquero. And we using REVA and RULA methods. Key uses include poor posture, repetitive movements, prolonged standing, and heat exposure. Suggesting improvements include his workstation and redesign active brakes, task rotation, and better ventilation and anti-fatigue mats to enhance comfort and health and productivity. In the next slide, we can see the videos of Mr. Cesar. He's slicing meat from the trompo as part preparing a tack order. His workstation is leveled and he stands on a wooden platform to reach both the grill and the speed, suggesting that this work is height is not or ergonomic. And then if he need to take cheese for the other type call, he need to take approximately 3 steps in the horizontal displacement, and he need to rotate his torso nearly 180 degrees to play the order and it over that the customer. And we observe the repeated twistings and stepping motions can that increase the risk of muscular fatigue, particularly in the lower back and knees. The next slide.
My name is Carlos Manuel, and I talk to methodology we used. Type of research. We used a mixed method which allowed use to collect both qualitative and quantitative data and get a more complete understanding of the work being performed, in this case that of a taquero. Some of the most important quantitative data we could measure include the duration of posture, number of repetitive movements, joint angles and the arms, back and neck, and length of the work shift. In terms of qualitative aspect, we consider the size of the workspace, the perceived head in the environment, the lighting condition, and the positioning of tools and ingredients needed for the job. Next slide. Tools used. We used direct observation. We observed the taqueros activities during a typical work shift, documenting the postures he adopted, frequency of movements, and period without rest. We took pictures and video footage from different angles to allow a more detailed postural analysis afterward. We used ruler checklist or rapid upper limb assessment. This tool was used to evaluate the level of ergonomic risk associated with upper body postures, neck, shoulders, arms, and wrist. Description of the environment and observed subject. The subject observed works as a taquero, operating a vertical mid-speed or trompo during continuous shifts of approximately 5 hours. And the taco stand is located outdoors on a public street and presents several risk conditions such as limit workspace, uneven surface, exposure to heat, constant use of knives and tugs, and product standing. The worker performs multiple tasks including slicing meat, preparing orders, handling utensils, and serving customers. This involves repetitive movements and incorrect postures, especially affecting the dominant arm, neck, and lower back. Um, the process steps. First steps, initial diagnosis, direct observation during a typical workday, application of a disconformed questionnaire and interview to understand the work's physical perception and background. Photo and video documentation of key postures and movements. Step 2, information analysis, assessment of ergonomic risk, incorrect postures, long periods without breaks, repetitive movements, identification of the most affected body areas, correlation between tasks performed and reported disconfort. Improvement proposal. Recommendation to redesign the workstation. Adjust throughput height and suggest proper footwear, encourage active brakes, and improve lighting or ventilation. Provide practical and accessible ergonomic suggestion for the worker. Propose stretching exercise before and after the shift.
Okay, well, I'm Paulina, and I'm gonna talk about the results. First, we're gonna talk about the results of Rula evaluation, and well, below are the results of Rula study, which gave us a score of 5 points, and this means that further studies are needed and modifications should be made soon. Well, talking about the arms, forearms, and wrist, we conclude that there's repetitive movement throughout the entire workday. The arms are constantly elevated and the forearm also moves constantly. Additionally, of this, the wrist rotates completely every time the meat needs to be placed on the taco grill. And to talk about the trunk, we observe that it's stretched, but the neck is constantly like tilt. And furthermore, the worker is standing on a unstable wooden board, which can lead to musculoskeletal problems. And based on this evaluation, improvements, will be seen in the improvement section after the results.
Hello, my name is Diego, and how my team says that one of the results that we notice is the wrist posture, the image showing the wrist in the constant extension, the lateral neck inclination, a screenshot of the taquero tilting his head, trunk bent with torsion, image where the torso is twisted to reach ingredients or serve, thermal environment, thermometer pointed at the area near the trompo, and platform surface, the photo showing the platform and its irregularities, how you can see in the image. Uh, we have a graphic with the rev score, and we notice that how we see previously, the risk with 3 points, moderate risk, requires correction in short term. The neck with 2 points, moderate risk, monitor to prevent cervical injuries in the medium term. Trunk with 2 points, moderate risk correction, inclination to prevent low back pain. Forearm with 3 points, moderate high risk, correct posture involving constant elevation, and legs with 2 points, moderate risk. Pay attention to the platform stability to avoid falls.
Now, in temperature, is a measure that combines temperature, humidity, and thermal radiation. We approximately 15 degrees for the grill, and at the time of the video, it was approximately 25.3 degrees Celsius and relative humidity of 88. and we use the WBGT was calculated using an empirical formula based on Stoll's equation, and the result. Can you please go to the next, please? And we have the result in 42 and 0.1 degrees and indicating an extreme thermal risk.
With the improvement proposals, in change on workplace design, we we notice that trompo height and position adjustment, install an adjustable metal base like around 25 and 100 centimeters position to trompo so that its close point is like equal or fewer than 35 centimeters from the edge of the platform. And a stable level platform is remove the irregular wooden plank replaced with a steel plywood platform anchored to a solid base and covered with non-slip material. One of the benefits of these improved is prevent the excessive trunk twisting to reach the meat and reduce the risks to sprain or falls. In the equipment or tool recommendation is local ventilation system because how we see the the temperature is so high and is use an industrial floor fan with a stable base or an extraction direct towards the trump area, change the process or work routines, and pre-organization of ingredients. During low demand periods, prepare trays of meat, vegetables, and condiments near the trompo, and task rotation alternate every hour among tasks, cutting meat, handling the heister, preparing tortillas. One of the benefits is lower perceived temperature because if you have a worker, you don't need to stay every time on the trompo, that you are able to rest 55% of each hour and work only 25% of the time and reduce the risk of heat exhaustion, improves comfort, reduce force reaching by minimize high arm extension, prevents frequent trunk twisting and bending, allow specific joints to rest intermittently, prevents unilateral overuse of the wrist and fingers, and reduce head exposure by not spending so much time at the grill. There is so estimated cost to the improvement proposals that you can see in the table. With these proposals, the summarize is around like 5,000 and 6,500. And the estimate benefits the first year is reduce the absence time and medical leave, fewer compensation payments for minor accidents, lower staff turnover, rehiring or training, increase productive from fewer unplanned breaks, and these benefits is save around 43,000 of pesos. And with these measures, the incidence of accumulative trauma disorders like tendonitis, low back pain, and neck pain is expected to decrease significantly along the prevention of head-related accidents. And for us, it's all, and thank you for your attention.